Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shangri-La Frontier, episode 10, in which Sanraku and Emul will probably continue their travels through the bug jungle thing to the next city. And yeah, and if we are lucky, there's gonna be also be a... What? There's also going to be a meeting between Sanraku, Towa Amane, aka Pencil Gun, and that other guy that Pencil Gun wanted to have in the real world. Because we have to remember, there's also the real world. Yes, it exists, but the meeting will be in a different girl. But the meeting will be in a different game. Why can I not speak properly? I mean, I know why. I have a little bit of a headache, but I took a pill, so it should pass soon enough, hopefully. Yes, the meeting between between Sanraku, Pencil Gun, and that other guy in a different game. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Hopefully we're gonna see that in today's episode. Maybe. We'll see. What happened in the previous one? Well, first of all, Pencil Gun, or Pencil Knight, as she is now known, turns out she is fairly displeased with her clan, with her guild. She joined it for the thrill of being player killers, of hunting other players, engaging in PvP, and having in general a high-octane playthrough. Meanwhile, the guild started mellowing out, started acting a little bit more withdrawn, a little bit safer, and it's very much not to her liking. She longs for the excitement of the game, and something tells me she hopes to find that excitement by Sanraku's side as a member of his party. Then we had the continuation of Rei finding Sanraku and finally asking him to be her friend, to add her to her friend list. So first step towards marriage has already been secured. Sanraku is still a little bit apprehensive. He still doesn't trust Rei. He probably doesn't even recognize her because of the voice modulation or whatever's going on there. But he's on Rei's friends list, and that's what matters. She will probably go around and brag about it to Mana, the owner of the games store. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw that in this episode, perhaps as a mini. That's also possible. And lastly, Sanraku set off towards the forest, towards the next city. He seems to be going through them in exact order. We are in the forest. The forest is full of bugs. We had a little bit of fighting. Sanraku got some loot. And that's basically it. That was basically the latter half of the episode. Going through the forest, fighting, finding some loot, fighting CGBs and CG insects of other types. Now, it's not bad CG, and I can understand why it was used here. There's a lot of those bags, so it's more economic to just make one model and animate, yada yada yada. But I still have to mention that they are, in fact, CG. What do I expect from today's episode then? As I said, I expect Sanraku and Emul to continue making their way through the forest, and perhaps the meeting with Pencil Knight. Oh, right, her guild is also aware of some other world boss that they are using to grind XP, because even just meeting and engaging with that big bad boss, that already gives you some XP, so they're keeping it a secret, as their secret, whatchamacallit, secret, trump card, kinda, sorta, deal, maybe, I don't know. And yeah, that's the state of the world right now. We are in the forest, I see already on the first frame, so we are exactly where we left off, or more or less where we left off. How about we just see where we're going, right? How about we just watch this episode? To do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm gonna have to ask you for your support on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And we can start watching Shangri-La Frontier episode 10 in 3, 2, 1, go. I thought maybe we are meeting the Sanraku's party member, the third one of their party. And you're dead. That notifies a spider of your presence. Right, the clown spider, the boss of the area that Sanraku has to go through. Right. That's the current plot line. We have to defeat the boss to go through to the next city. So Sanraku is probably gonna help those newbies. No, there's no entry, right? So he's not gonna go in after them. Maybe they're gonna get thrown outside of the dungeon and they're gonna join forces or something. We'll see. As a side note, I started playing Path of Exile again. I really had an itch to play some sort of an RPG, and Path of Exile was right there. Actually, it was recommended to me on my YouTube feed for some reason. It got swarmed with videos of Diablo 4 player plays Path of Exile for the first time. You know, this sort of videos for some reason. Clicked it, watched it, sucked me right back in. I'm at Act 4 right now. The one with the mines. So, yeah, I've kind of been blazing through it. Probably at unhealthy speeds, but what can you do? It's a lot of fun crafting your own build, especially since I started as a Scion, so I have the entire skill tree at my disposal. Let's go tomb raiding and meet Lara Croft. No entry. And entry is free. You can enter now. One good hit and I'm dead, he wanted to say. Yeah. That's great. Oh no, anyway, no. Mr. Pancake. Okay. That's very game-like. And here's the other team members. Okay, let me solo her. There we go, that's a goal. No, he wants you to commentate. So grab a mushroom. He's not getting stuck to the... Oh, I guess he's jumping through the webs and past them. Music is on point, as always. Falling rocks for some reason. There's another... Oh, I thought there's another one. For the boss, yes. As intended. Oh, not sticking to it? Oh, right. I mean, even like real world spiders, not every single string, not every single strand is sticky. Spiders can produce sticky and non-sticky web. Otherwise, they would get stuck in their own webs. Focus on dodging. Show your Vorpal spirit, Emul. Man, the music! Oh, it was CG for a moment. It's CG in general, I guess. Okay. Rush slash. It's not CG when it matters, though. When it's emoting, I guess, and shown up close. Oh. That was easy. Surprisingly so. Was the fall damage enough? That's the question. Or do you still need to finish it? Dive down and use the skill that uses your falling... Or use the traps. That's called environmental damage. There has to be an achievement for killing the spider with its own traps. There has to be. Dead? No, not yet. I guess you gotta deal a finishing blow. Oh, I thought he's gonna dive and use the skill that, like, uses his momentum to deal damage. I guess now on the ground you don't have to worry about the webs, at least. Yeah, what's that talk about not being able to do that, Sanraku? Is that a quitter talk I hear? You ain't no quitter. Exactly. Second phase? No, I guess not. Solo no damage. There we go. Yes, actually. Message from Pencil Knight. Yep. Oh, that's the... Oh, so Modor Katso. Okay, so it is Modor. Or Katso, or whatever you want to call him, her. Brawler. Oi Katso. I love me a good brawler, tell ya what. Oh, did Ray come to brag? Of course she did. Is that Roblox? That's Minecraft Roblox. Sanraku? No, just a rando. I mean, yeah, if it continues that way, then oh yeah, men of little faith. Exactly. Oh, hello, Sanraku. Hide behind the post box, mailbox, I was about to say. Oh? We never see the face. Oh? 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 Are you gonna be the first one to get the new job, perchance? Yeah. That would be about the time. uh, yeah, we never see Katsu's face. I'm betting the big reveal is gonna be, oh, Katsu-san, you were a girl all along? Yeah, you're speaking in her presence. Oh, her guild's unique monster. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're climbing our way towards the Lycagon. No, it's just gonna be the three of you. Yep. Okay, so you either need a specific trick. Okay. So there's a trick to it. Grind as much levels and skills as you can until then. People will be busy with the update and they're not gonna pay attention to you, I'd guess. I mean, sure, skill is fine, but you can't really make up with, like, pure damage lacking with just skill. Of course. Of course. Oh, I thought it's gonna be ED, but no, we still have some time. Gaming addict shirt. Oh? Oh? Speaking to him in real life? uh, color me surprised, Ray. Really? That plane in the background. Yep. You got that correct. Oh yeah, what a coincidence. Yeah, energy drinks and chips. The gamer fuel. Judo. You have judo written in your backpack. Who's that? Pencil Knight? Yeah, get into the game, you fucking casual. Time to grind some levels. Hey, I mean, small steps. She actually talked to him in real life, so. Possible. Okay, so they are going to be like missing each other still for a little bit. Okay, cool. that whole plot. Hello, Emul. Personal space, though. Okay, so we know that Weathermon is strong. At least according to Emul's standards. Okay, so can we perhaps count on some, I know, training regime for Sanoraku in Rabituza to make him more prepared for fighting the Weathermon? Right, we don't know whether NPCs can die or not. NPCs are mortal? NPCs are mortal. Well, shit. So now Sanaraku will have to not just take care of himself, but also take care so that Emul doesn't die. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. Also, could you potentially fuck up a quest for future players if you kill a critical NPC? Huh. I guess inside of the cities, the NPC guard would protect the city from any NPC killers. But outside, like if there are NPCs that give out quests somewhere in the wilderness, you get that quest, you complete it, you kill the NPC, nobody else can get that quest again? Interesting. Mini? Mini. Pencil guns 5-second answers. An interview? Okay. Okay, fair. Pencil gun. Or that. Oh? I guess. I guess. Oh, that was a cool episode. Let's watch it again, shall we? That was a really cool episode. While in the previous episode, not all that much happened. Most of it was the fight, and besides that, not really much. This episode had a lot of stuff crammed into it, didn't it? Oh, before I forget, do I have it noted down? Probably not. What's the face? What's the name of that player that Katso. Katso is a girl. That's my theory. Do I have it noted anywhere? Katso is a girl. Sanraku is surprised. Why do I say it? Well, Katsu's face is always obstructed. And the voice is fairly feminine, and the avatar inside of Shangri-La is female as well, so probably. I am yet again very glad that we see perspectives of some other NPCs, right? Like early on we had that couple, we followed them for a little while, the player killing girl and her wannabe boyfriend, and now we follow those people, and they're very easily dispatched, so we also have a comparison to just how good, just how strong Sanraku is. The area boss here is a spider, yep. So I'm a spider, so what? And just like that. Anyway. Let's get in. What happens to those people? Are they permanently stuck there? Is it just her copies for flavor while they themselves just respawn at Third Rima? Or, I don't know. I wanna solo her, of course. Rush slash quick spin loop slash axle one boat leap. Skill status weapon equipment item. Dodging everything gracefully. Standing on the non-sticky threads makes perfect sense. That's cool. That's really cool. Legit dodging everything. And fighting the sometimes CG spider. So I'm a CG, so what? So you're animated on once, which is a dead giveaway of something being CG. This really doesn't look great. I'm gonna be honest here. Its ass, I guess, that looks decent, but the fluffy thorax, I don't know what's it called, it really doesn't look great. It looks like CG meringue. It just doesn't look good. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that they at least know when to use CG, and use CG seemingly only when strictly necessary. Although I would argue whether it's necessary to use CG here or not. I guess it's easier to make the web move, and they have to deal with 8 legs, so it's easier to use CG than animated. I don't know, I'm just guessing here. But whenever we see the spider close up, and it doesn't need to move besides just essentially being a sliding PNG, then they can use 2D, so they draw it. Cool. Cool that they do at least that much and they don't keep the monsters just entirely CG. Although that trend is still yet to be seen. I hope it's not something that will continue. I hope that the Weathermon, for example, won't be CG. Because, yeah, I'd rather not. Now, I know that it's a matter of, like, time constraints and budget constraints, etc., 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 but still. Full damage, preventing it from latching on. Won't be enough to beat it, but there is plenty of boulders and whatnot to almost kill it. I just realized, though, how close was Emul to dying multiple times here, and it was played for laughs. But later we learn that, hey, once an NPC dies, they are dead for good. So Emul could have permanently died here. Ah, it really kind of like recontextualizes this whole battle, doesn't it? If I can't beat an area boss head to head, what chances do I have against the Lycagon? Yeah, I ain't no quitter. That's quitter talk. I'm not quitting. Easy. It's great to see Sanraku's bird face in what amounts to like a shoujo filter. Let's get up to some mischief. To Modor Katso. Soloing these bosses isn't a challenge they made it out to be. Modor Katso, the pro gamer girl. Oikatsu. Yeah, Oikatsu. Major summer update, the Severed Sea, the Frontier Fleet, the new land. Cool. Gotta love me some MMO updates. This thing playing in the background, that's like Minecraft Ocarina of... No, not Ocarina of Time. It's like a Minecraft Roblox, isn't it? I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just having fun trying to figure out what the games are. I still have no clue what's the shooter they're showing on the screens, but seeing how this doesn't look like an existing real game, I'm assuming that shooter also isn't an existing real game. It's not like Halo footage or anything like that. They just made it specifically for the purpose of the show. Probably. Yeah, she was expecting Sanraku, but alas, I still really like how vibrant Shangri-La is. The world of the game of Shangri-La, as compared to how gray and muted and bland the real world is. This is a very cool comparison. It's a real wild card, yep. Maybe he could, of course he could. Reading an interview with Katsuto, and again, Kei Uomi, we know her tentatively. Full name, Kei Uomi, that guy talks so much shit. And we don't see their face. And we don't see their face in the Unite rounds, or whatever that other game is called, right? Because they're wearing a helmet. Curious, why would that be? Huh? Yeah, something tells me she's just a tomboy. That's why she looks masculine in the magazine. That's why Sanraku takes her voice to be masculine as well. I don't know, just a hunch. A new land, a new job. Yeah, reminiscing of the good old days of beating up the only other participant of this talk. Weathermon the Tomb Guard. Just the three of us, of course. Katsu is up for the challenge. And of course, Sanraku is up for the challenge as well, but with some resistance, of course. More attack and HP, the more people you send at it. That's very interesting. That means you cannot just bum rush this boss with just sheer numbers. You have to have some actual trick to it. Although, I wonder what are the rules of engagement with this monster. Could you set up essentially a chain of people to defeat it? Like 3 people come in and fight. Meanwhile, 3 people hang out somewhere on the outskirts of the arena. When the trio that are fighting gets defeated, the trio from the outskirts jumps in before the boss has the time to reset. This defeated trio resurrects at the city, then come back, and you have like 7 different teams of 3 people prepared, and they just keep going at it and exchanging the teams, so that the HP and attack never grows particularly much, but you can eventually, just with sheer numbers, whittle down its health. Why am I talking about it? Because that was how my friend and I defeated the first raid boss in Borderlands 2. He would jump down the hole and start fighting the boss, whittle down its health. Whenever he would die, I would jump into the hole, start fighting it, then he would respawn, approach the hole, wait until I die, jump into the arena, and that was fun. That was really fun, exploiting the game mechanics of the boss not resetting, just for fun. I can't tell you more until I have your agreement. I wonder what's the trick to the Weathermon. Wouldn't she want a few max level elites? I mean, yeah, probably. What I am after is pure player skill. Okay, so player skill matters, for sure. It absolutely does. But can you actually make up for deficiencies in level and thus deficiencies in stats with just pure skill? For example, can a skilled player that has 20 damage and 20 armor and 100 health actually win against a seasoned player who maybe isn't as skilled, but they have 200 damage, 500 armor, and 2000 health? Right? Is it something that the skill can actually make up for? Or rather, what's the degree that skill can make up for? Because sure, okay, Sanraku is skilled, but that doesn't really matter much if his attacks just deal 5 damage to the boss, right? So I wonder what's the exact balance here. Katsu the pro gamer and Sanraku the trash gamer. You're still hiding something, of course. I wonder what that is actually. Comes with B3 poster on the of the cover page. That's a very nice cover art, honestly. Number 120, 980 yen weekly. I miss gaming magazines, man. I still have a whole collection, my like lower cupboard, right here, right over there. Yeah, there, or no, they should still be there. I have like stacks and stacks and stacks of gaming magazines that I used to buy back in the days, when they would come with discs attached with some full games. I still have those discs here. There we go. There we go. There we go. What do we have here? Thief 3, Caesar 3, Call of Juarez, Sacred Gold, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, Rainbow Six Vegas, Hitman, Tomb Raider Legends, King's Bounty, Kane and Lynch, Resident Evil 4, Hitman Blood Money, Temple of Elemental Evil, Zeus, World of Goo, Brothers in Arms, Act of War, Guild Wars, Factions for some reason, Psychotoxic, Resident Evil 3, Supreme Ruler 2020, whatever that is, Gamboy Crazy Adventures, Ghost Recon, Forge Racing, Hitman, Crysis, Loki, Darkstar 1. So many games! And now I'm not gonna be able to put it back in. Oh, because there's one more stray disc with Dark Sector and some other games. Get in. Okay. I miss those days. I really do. I really do. Then they stopped including discs they just started including download codes or Steam codes. That sucked. Then they raised prices because, of course, nobody was buying it, and then, well, not nobody, but fewer people started buying it. Now, in this particular magazine that I used to buy, CD Action, it's called, which is ironic because it was called CD Action, then they started adding DVDs instead because they had more capacity, and the uproar it caused, like letters to the redaction saying, oh, if you were to include DVDs, you should call yourself DVD Action. Then they started removing the DVDs. Oh man, I remember getting this magazine. For a moment, they used to sell CD version and DVD version. I got a DVD version from my grandma, and I had no DVD drive in my PC. That was a tragedy. Oh man, the memories. Now it's quarterly, the cost is quite high, and I don't think they even include games anymore. It's just purely reviews and interviews and articles and stuff like that, which is fun, don't get me wrong, but man, the excitement of getting a game that you really wanted to get, and seeing that this game you get really interested in but couldn't buy it got attached to this gaming magazine, and mom, give me some money, I want to buy myself a magazine. It's 5 games for this little money. Oh boy. Internet destroyed everything. Oh, the memories. Gaming addict. And of course, he doesn't even know who she is because she never even approached him. She was in my class last year. Yeah. Gasan Saiga. At least he remembered that much. Gamer Fuel, of course. This is like a huge, enormous progress for her to even be able to talk to Sanraku and not turn into a puddle at the sheer sight of him. That's huge progress. And then she even invited him to play. I guess being able to invite him in the game to her friends list like bumped up her self-confidence a fair bit, so she was able to break through this shell, this wall, and actually talk to him. Damn girl, you're making strides. Get over here. Are you dying of remorse over keeping me waiting? Are you okay? Should I call an ambulance? Of course. She's the overly attached girlfriend. Ray, you have some competition. Yeah, we talked so much. That was so exciting. Energy Kaiser. We'll be picking a fight with Weathermon the Tomb Guard, and you're staying. Because I can't have you die. Davu Bodad. I've got to tell my daddy. I wonder why. I wonder what got her so panicked that she forgot to refer to her dad as boss, even. And just straight up reverted into daddy, not even dad, not father, just... Yeah, I wonder what's her problem, but like, legit. What's so important, big, about Weathermon that Visage himself needs to know about it? Is it somehow important for the Arabituza plotline? I wonder. Maybe. Would be cool. Would be cool if Visage got Sanraku to maybe train in some specific way for those 2 weeks to be prepared to face the Weathermon. maybe give him some weapons or make Sanraku earn some weapons that are specifically made to go against the Weathermon. I don't know. But would be cool to see some more Rabituza involvement here. In general, would be cool to see Sanraku essentially being backed by Rabituza in that way, right? Being a part of a non-player group, essentially. That would be cool. Just the three of us, yeah. The infamous Bunny. This is a cool shot with Pete's even. Maybe Pete's has something that would help the fight. Once an NPC dies, they stay dead. Interesting mechanic. And the mini. Some answers, some development for Toa Amane. Both inspire cries. Yeah. Cries of joy and cries of grief. Or death cries, rather. Cool. And my headache is completely gone. This episode just healed me. No, but legit, very good episode. Very cool. It's again, it really recontextualizes the fight with the spider and so many previous fights where Emul was put in danger and then just luckily managed to not sustain an injury. Because all this time it was played for laughs, right? Oh, haha, look at Emul having to dodge. But now we know that Emul was in actual danger. So, right, that really serves to recontextualize a lot of what we've seen previously. It introduces some new elements to the gameplay, to say it this way, right? Because now Sanraku will also have to consciously protect Emul, or will have to leave Emul behind sometimes when he deems that the task is too hard for her. So he won't be able to count on her support always. I guess Katso and Pencil Gun will be replacing... I don't want to say replacing Emul, but they will be the people in his team, in his party, that will go with him to the dangerous missions while Emul stays behind. Meanwhile, Sanraku will travel with Emul, and she should be able to hold her ground during some lower, easier encounters. Or maybe not, actually. Maybe not to Sanraku even forming a party with Pencil Gun and Katso. Katso seems to be having some modicum of fun soloing the bosses. Sanraku seems to have plenty of fun soloing the bosses. I think them joining forces would detract from that experience a little bit, so I don't think they will actually do that. I don't think they will actually permanently join forces into a permanent party. Rather, they will keep each other on their friends list. Should there be some secret, they're gonna let each other know. Should there be some big bad world boss that they cannot solo, they can call in for backup, right? Those sorts of things, but they will not travel together, for example, which is cool. If that is the case, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine keeping the party to just Sanraku and Emul. I really like Emul. I really like their chemistry they have. It's cool. It's cool. I'm perfectly fine keeping it to just Sanraku and Emul. Yeah, this episode also saw some progression of the Rei plot, so to speak. So that was cool, that was great, and unexpected, honestly. Unexpected that she would progress this much. I thought that it will be more like sprinkled throughout the season. Like in the next 5 episodes, we will see Rei talk to Sanraku again. And then in the next 3 episodes, we will see Rei watching over Sanraku, or, you know, just occasional interactions like that. But no, she went straight for the kill, so to speak. At the same time, I also like that there is still that element of kind of like missing each other, talking past each other, going past each other, that was present early on when Rei was looking for Sanraku, but then Sanraku would go to another city, so Rei would have to chase after him, and they would always miss each other. And now she didn't manage to invite him to play, and he didn't ask her for her handle, so it's still not entirely out in the open yet. That's cool. I would hate for it to progress too quickly as well, especially since we have like 24 episodes, so we can take our time. We can absolutely take our time. Anything else about this episode? No, I think that's about the most of it. I think, again, the only criticism I can have towards this episode is the CG spider. But at the same time, I'm still understanding of it. I'm still understanding. If this turns into a trend where they start replacing monsters more and more and more with CG, I will be displeased. But until that happens, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying animating 8 legs and a spider web was too hard, so they decided to go for a CG model to make that easier. And that's a good enough explanation, so I'm gonna go with that. I'm really interested to see what's the Rabituza role in the Weathermon raid. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what Visage thinks of it all, and how can he help Sanraku, assuming he can provide any sort of help. And I think he can. I think Visage is strong enough that he has ways to, if not train Sanraku, then maybe give him some gift, or make Sanraku work for some gift that can help him fight. That would be cool. We still have 2 more weeks, so wouldn't surprise me if the fight with the Weathermon was even like at the end of the season. We are in episode 10. 2 weeks, that's 14 days. 24. Assuming 1 day per episode, it would match perfectly. Yeah. Good episode. Introduced some very, very interesting plot lines that I will be thrilled to follow. So, good shit in general. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me. But maybe you guys, maybe you have something more to add on the topic of this episode. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you like about this episode, about my reaction, about my theories? What did you think about them? No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description down below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to be notified of future videos of not only Shangri-La, but also Magia Record, Shy, Helk, Tatanusha, plenty of others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me on YouTube directly via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that, also down below. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Netiko, Survivor, Zayrener, Akamaster, Dr. Watt, Marsh, UK, Fuzzle, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to fight any spiders.